we go. I'm back. Hey dog, you're gonna have to move. Also, I swear I'm gonna stop this whole disappearing for a long time and coming back every time with a new hair color or haircut, like I promise. So, as my first video back, I figured it would be kind of fun to do a little Q&A type thing so you guys can all kind of get caught up on what my life has been and kind of just fun questions on like books I've enjoyed reading, what's going on with all my writing stuff, the whole shebang. So I asked some of my lovely Bookstagram friends if they had any questions, and so I am going to read off a couple of these questions, give my answers, and we are just going to do that for the video today. One of the first questions was asking why I disappeared so long, and the person then stated that they really enjoyed my videos. I am glad that you enjoyed my really cringy, really old attempt at booktube videos. Really appreciate it. I'm glad people are still enjoying them. But basically, long story short, life happened. In the few years since I've posted a booktube or book-related post, I posted those vlogs, but those kind of showed one weekend of my summers. I moved out of home, moved to a couple different places, and then ended up going to college where I was for 2 years, and I just graduated in April. So that's kind of where I've been. Life kind of just happened, but you know, here we are. Second question is, how did you end up on Bookstagram? So I can't really recall exact details. Like, there's some people I've talked to, especially newer Bookstagrammers, who are like, oh yeah, like so-and-so was a Bookstagrammer and they told me, etc., etc. I think I saw someone share a Bookstagram post about 5-6 years ago on Twitter, and then I kind of fell headfirst into the rabbit hole that is the world of Bookstagram, I guess. That was one of the worst Alice in Wonderland references I have ever attempted to make. We're moving on. Who inspires you the most and why? I definitely have to say, without a doubt, my mother. My mom is an amazing, amazing, amazing woman and an amazing leader and follower of God, and she is, yeah, just an amazing person. Next up is, how old were you when you became an avid reader or bookworm? Both could be used, but I just am reading the question as it is. I was, I think, about 11 or 12 years old when I really got into reading. It started with my family used to read books together every night, or we tried to do every night before bed. So we started with the Narnia series, which I had then deemed that my family was taking too long to read through it. So I read through The Magician's Nephew on my own, or finished it anyway. I still listened with family, but I went through it on my own and the rest of the series. And then I went on to read books like the Nancy Drew books, the Mandy mysteries, Wrinkle in Time, and then just kind of from there. So yeah, I think I was about 11 or 12 when I really got into reading. I may have been a little bit younger, but I don't think much younger than that. Are you going to publish any of the books you've written? So, in the many years that I have been writing, I have completed fully 2, maybe 3 manuscripts. Most of them are not ever going to see the light of day ever again, but I do have one that I am currently working on. I am currently taking a break from it for a few weeks before I go back into 1, maybe 2 more rounds of editing before I even dream of starting the querying process, because publishing a book or books is definitely a hope and dream of mine. Absolutely. What is my favorite or best read of the summer? At first, when I saw this prompt or question, whatever, when I was asked this question initially, I was like, oh, I don't know, I can't decide. Like, it's gonna be really hard to pick like just one book, because I've read a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing books this summer and this year, because I've actually had time to read now that I've graduated college. But hands down, I have to say, it is The Stormcrow by Kaylin Josephson. It is an amazing book, amazing fantasy series with some pretty epic and beautifully written scenes that include mental health and just shine a light on it. But it's really cool to see a twist like that in a fantasy book because that's very rare. There's only a few other books I could probably name that are fantasy genre that have a really solid and really good mental health representation. So definitely highly recommend for all the reasons. And last but not least, I was asked a question that said, what is your favorite book / series? As in it had the slash. So instead of just choosing a book or a series, I am cheating and I am going to pick one book that is my absolute favorite and my favorite book series. So my favorite book is definitely Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. It is one of my favorites of her books. I love it so much. And one of my favorite series, on the other hand, is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Very drastic genre change, but either way, I kind of read a little bit of everything. And yeah, definitely that's my favorite series, and that is my favorite book. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this little video. I'm hoping... Actually, no, I'm promising that next time I'm gonna figure out this whole light situation. And we're gonna go from there and we're gonna try this all again. And I'm also hoping that I don't post this video and then not post again for like 2 years. So, well, 2+ years. But I will also make sure that I have people who kick my butt and tell me to do it. So, yeah, thanks for joining in. I hope you liked this video. If you have any other questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will definitely do another Q&A video. So, yeah.